Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Now, this is the IBFP boxing news. So let's just break down some of this boxing news and basically what's going on in the world of boxing right now. Let's start off with Triple G Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin, according to ESPN, is reportedly made offers to both Steve Rolls and Hassan Nadam. Now, Hassan Nadam had been rumored to be Gennady Golovkin's most likely opponent, but Steve Rolls is also being considered for his next fight that'll be planned for June 8th in Madison Square Garden. Now, if you look at the resumes of both guys, Rolls is 19-0 with 10 knockouts. He's 34 years old. He's from Canada, and he's a Cameroon native. And Nadam is 37-3 with 21 knockouts at 35. Neither one of these guys are impressive as far as being top-level or elite-level opposition, but both of these guys are quality tune-up fights for a guy of Triple G's level and stature. So you can expect Triple G to take a tune-up after a hard fight with Canelo Alvarez and such a long layoff, because you have to understand that, for a guy like Triple G, for a difficult fight with Canelo and such a long layoff, you need a tune-up before you jump back in to another huge fight, another title fight, or another strong competitive fight like a Canelo Alvarez, a Demetrius Andre, a Danny Jacobs, in any of those type of fights. So it makes perfect sense. Bob Arum has recently came out and stated that the Lomachenko versus Corolla fight is not the fight that he initially wanted. This is a direct quote from him, according to BoxingScene.com. He basically stated the fight got shoved up our ass with the mandatory, thanks to Eddie Hearn, who thought he'd go to purse bid and have Lomachenko fight at least one time on the zone. We all know that he's not fighting on the zone at this point, so ESPN won out on that. But Corolla is a pretty good fighter, but I just don't see any way or any path to victory against Vasyl Lomachenko for Corolla. But I think it should be an interesting fight, maybe in the first few rounds, but I think Lomachenko should thoroughly dominate this fight without issue at all. In other news, Amir Khan basically is still talking about his speed in reference to Terence Crawford. This is a direct quote from Amir Khan. He basically stated it's definitely a big factor as far as his resume, but he also stated, I don't think he can deal with my speed. He has never faced anyone as quick as me, and I find that a very interesting statement from Amir Khan. Now, Amir Khan is right. He probably has never faced a fighter as fast as Amir Khan, as fast hands as Amir Khan. I don't know if there is a fighter that's active today that's as fast as Amir Khan as far as their hands. But you also have to look at it like this. Amir Khan has lost 4 fights in his career, and 3 of them by knockout. So the reason why he's lost these fights wasn't because of speed. He didn't lose the fight against Saul Canelo Alvarez because of speed. No, he was outboxing Canelo at points, but then Canelo timed him and stopped him when he landed flush in the 6th round. So we have to understand that, any fighter can get stopped, but at the same time that Amir Khan is going to get caught at some point in this fight. It's inevitable. Samuel Vargas, he beat Samuel Vargas in his last fight, but at the same time that went to a 12-round unanimous decision, and Samuel Vargas dropped Amir Khan, hurt Amir Khan, and even though Samuel Vargas is levels below Terence Crawford, I'm sure that Amir Khan was vastly superior in speed, but that does not make a difference, because you have to understand you can lose fights. It will not come down to speed with Terence Bud Crawford and Amir Khan. I'm sorry, it just will not. I mean, he lost to Danny Garcia, and I'm sure Amir Khan was faster than Danny Garcia. I'm sure he was faster than Lamont Peterson. These are fights that he's lost. He's lost to Breeders' Prescott, and Amir Khan was faster than him. I don't think that speed is going to be the deciding factor in this fight. I think speed can be a factor in a fight, but it will not be the deciding factor, because Terence Bud Crawford can do so many different things. He's going to confuse Amir Khan at times, and I think Amir Khan will be a very difficult and sturdy test for Terence Crawford early in the fight, but I think to mid to late in the fight he's getting stopped, and I don't see any other way but him getting stopped by Terence Bud Crawford. In other news, Murat Gassiev could end up making his heavyweight debut in June, so that's a very, very interesting thing. Now, Murat Gassiev, he's the guy who lost a 12-round decision loss to Oslander Usyk in the World Boxing Super Series, and he lost his 2 belts. And that was interesting because he's undefeated outside of the lone Oslander Usyk fight. His record is 26 1, and he has 19 knockouts, so he'd make a very interesting and good heavyweight. He has a slightly different style from Oslander Usyk. He's not as slick. He doesn't utilize a lot of straight boxing, but he's a very strong and durable fighter. I think he'd make a great addition to the boxing, the heavyweight boxing scene. I think he could be very competitive there as well. He's very durable, but he's still unproven at the heavyweight boxing scene, same as Oslander Usyk. So I think that will be good for both guys, to move up, because all the biggest fights are in heavyweight division at this point. All the bigger fights are sitting there for you. And in other news, Adrian Broner ends up pleading guilty to lesser charges in a sexual assault case. Adrian Broner received a suspended 6-month jail sentence and placed on probation for 2 years. He also has to pay a $1,000 fine and reimburse the accusatory woman and $4,200 in medical bills. So that's very interesting. At the end of the day, Adrian Broner stays in the news. He's not about business. He's really about problems, and that's at the end of the day for Adrian Broner. You don't expect much out of his career. You don't expect much out of him. He just keeps having these issues. And basically, that sentence was for a 2018 attack of a woman at a downtown nightclub, allegedly. And so he's most recently taken a plea deal in his most recent case. And so at the end of the day, it is what it is. And we can only just look at Adrian Broner as a lost cause when it comes to boxing, because we know at this stage of his career, he's not going to be an elite level fighter, and I doubt he ever wins another world title. But once again, Unbiased as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.